What's good, Commanders fans? The Commanders signed Jacoby Brissett to a 1-year, $8 million deal, which could be up to $10 million. Probably incentives, I guess, like starts and wins and stuff like that may be included. But yeah, I'm not surprised, man. I knew it was gonna be one of those guys. Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, wasn't Andy Dalton, but that's what they want. They want a guy who's gonna be a backup or who can push Sam Howell, can compete with him. Not going to ruffle any feathers, like just be a legitimate professional, a guy that can be a locker room leader. And Jacoby Brissett, he fits that. You know, started with the Browns last year, started with the Colts when Andrew Luck retired, played for the Dolphins, has been in the league many years, played for the Patriots as well, former third-round pick out of NC State. He's just been has a big arm. He's mobile. He's got some moxie to him, a little bit of swag to him, a lot of confidence as well. Looks like a humble guy when he plays out there too, to be honest with you. Big guy, big fella. So he's a backup. That's what he is. He's a backup. There's another guy who's a backup added to the list, kind of like a Case Keenum, Ryan Fitzpatrick kind of guy, if you will. That's just what he is. So you can add another guy to the list of many Commanders quarterbacks for the last 20-25 years. So let's go with some numbers with Jacoby. And like I said, it's not like a wow type of signing. Of course, we weren't going to get Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. We weren't going to get any guys like that. But number 8 in QBR last year, and I'm not going to get too caught up in that because I know that was the whole Ryan Fitzpatrick thing, that he was top 10, top 5 in QBR. But he had some good plays, and I actually watched some of his highlights before I came on here, and I was intrigued, man. He made some really nice passes to Amari Cooper. He made some really nice passes to Donovan Peoples-Jones, where he was laying the pass in the breadbasket, like really nice touch, nice accuracy, precision, leading his receivers. He made some big time throws. Watch the Chargers game where they lost 30-28, man. He made some big plays down the stretch, man. I really thought they were going to win that game. That was a game that stood out to me. The game against the Bengals where they beat them 32-13, he played really well, 17 for 22, 278 yards. He looked really good in that game. The loss to Baltimore, he looked good in that game. They lost 23-20. They lost a couple of close games with Jacoby Brissett. They really did. They lost to the Jets 31-30, even though you don't really have any business. The Jets weren't weren't great last year, but he put up some points, man. They lost to the Panthers 26-20. The Panthers weren't good last year. They lost to the Panthers they beat the Panthers 26-24. And like I said in my previous video, he's really good on 4th and 1. So Riverboat Ron, Eric Bieniemy, they want to run the football on 4th and 1. We get stuffed on 3rd and 1. He's really good at quarterback sneaking. Remember Deshaun Watson, when they played against us, they took Deshaun out the game and they put Jacoby Brissett in for the 4th and 1 because he's just a big body. He's pushing the pile over. He's like a fullback out there. He really is. How tall is he? 6'4", 235 pounds. Third round pick in 2016, pick 91. 5 game-winning drives in his career and four fourth-quarter comebacks in his career as well. 12 touchdowns, 6 picks, 64% completion percentage, 4-7 record last year. 16 games started, 11 games. 16 games, 11 games started last year. And he's been fairly durable. He's been fairly durable and stayed healthy. He's got a live arm, a big arm. The knock on Heineke was that he didn't have the arm strength. And this will be the best wide receiver core that he's played with probably in his career with Terry, Jahan, and Curtis, if he does play. And it's a 17-game season, so it's a long season. So we'll see if he plays at all if he does win the competition. So, but yeah, let's look at some nerdy stats, some numbers for Jacoby Brissett, and then we'll get out of here. So Jacoby Brissett, he led the Browns offense to the number 5 ranked unit through his 12 weeks as quarterback 1 per PFF. So that's pretty darn good, man. It's pretty darn good. He was the 12th rated quarterback via PFF. He had 22 big-time throws, so he can throw the ball downfield, man. I'm excited to see if he does play. Jahan, Terry, and Sam Howell has a big arm as well. But he did have 18 turnover-worthy plays last year in limited amount of games. He was 5th in the NFL with 2.3 CPOE. I don't even know what that stands for. He had 17 drop passes last year as well. 82.6 overall grade, which was the 6th highest quarterback grade last year. 4.5% big time throws percentage, which was tied for 11th among quarterbacks. That's pretty darn good. 3.1% turnover worthy plays. Talked about that, which was 20th best. So that's not good at all. But he can scramble, man. He can move, man. There was a play, I think it was against the Chargers where I talked about where he ducked his head under and ran for a first down. I was intrigued with that. Let's look at some of the rushing stats for him. For Jacoby Brissett, he ran for 243 yards last year, which is not bad at all. Off of 49 attempts, 5 yards per carry. It's not bad at all. And he had two rushing touchdowns. Overall, his career, he's had 896 rushes off 227 carries, 3.9 yards per carry. It's not bad at all. So he's just a good backup. It's a good backup, and that's just all of our signings have been this solid players. No home runs, just solid players. And this is what Ron and Eric Bieniemy, this is just what they want to do. They want to bring in competition for Sam, but they don't want to bring in a guy who, of course, is like head over heels above Sam Howell. Now, Jacoby Brissett, who probably is better at this point. You really could argue for Jacoby Brissett. You really could, man. He's been there before. He's won games. He's been a starter for many years. He's not bad. He's not bad at all. But you look at the final QBR rankings. Mahomes, of course, was number 1. Josh Allen was number 2. Hurts was number 4. Goff was number 5. Daniel Jones was number 7. Brissett was number 8 with a 60 QBR rating. So he was up there with some good quarterbacks. Joe Burrow was behind him at number 10. It's I'm not gonna say it's a home signing, but it's just what it is with these backup quarterbacks. So it's no need to get excited or go crazy or anything like that. It's just kind of what we knew was going to happen. And we'll see how this goes with Sam I Am. This is a competition, and we'll see. So JP Finley also said Jacoby Brissett will give Sam Howell a veteran in the quarterback meeting room and will in real push as a competitor. Commanders fired up to land the new quarterback. Josina Anderson also says a source on Jacoby Brissett signing in Washington. The team is fired up. He will come in to compete to start. There are a lot of good things about who he is as a person. My understanding is the Commanders want both Sam Howell and Brissett to push each other to illuminate who offers the best chance to win. So, yeah, we'll see on that. And then they still could draft a quarterback. We'll see if they draft a quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd round or 4th round or something like that. Or even go after Anthony Richardson. I highly doubt that happens. I highly doubt they get Anthony Richardson. But, it's another thing that we'll see. We'll see on that. So those are my thoughts on Jacoby Brissett. It is what it is on that. I know there's probably going to be some people in the comment section. That some people were commenting earlier that they were disappointed in not getting Lamar Jackson or trying to go for a bigger name quarterback. Because last year the whole approach was, we're going to hit up all 32 teams. We even called the Chiefs for Pat Mahomes. We called it all 32 teams. We went on a world tour for Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson. But this year it's just been a totally different approach. And honestly, my record prediction for this team is not for my Commanders. Of course, it's just not very high, to be honest with you. But I'm wishing for the best with Sam. I really am. You just can't expect much from a guy who only threw 19 passes in a game. He's only thrown 19 passes in a game. You can only expect for a guy who essentially really is a rookie quarterback, and from a guy who's a backup quarterback who's never went to the playoffs before in Jacoby Brissett, who's been a backup for a reason. So there's pros and cons. He had a lot of turnover-worthy plays, but he had a lot of big-time throws. So that's my take on it. It kind of reminds me of Jason Campbell a little bit. That's kind of who he resembles, in my opinion. So will it be getting a Brissett jersey? Probably not. But yeah, once again, we'll see. All right, you guys. Hell's Commanders. Peace.